The starship horizon moved through the silent darkness of deep space, far beyond the last known human colony. Its engines glowed faint blue, cutting through the void like a lonely heartbeat. Inside the ship, Captain Ryan Hale stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the endless stars ahead. They were 3 weeks into their mission, exploring the region known as the Silent Veil, a part of space where every probe and signal from Earth had once vanished. It was said that even light behaved strangely here. Ryan had always loved exploring, but this place felt different. The silence was too complete, too perfect. "Status report," he said quietly. Lieutenant Mira Chen, the ship's communication officer, looked up from her console. "All systems normal, Captain. No signs of life or transmissions." "Again," Ryan nodded. "Keep scanning. Maybe we'll find something this time." The crew worked in calm rhythm, the hum of machinery echoing through the bridge. Then suddenly the silence broke. A faint whisper crackled through the speaker, soft, human, and almost familiar. Mira froze. "Captain, I'm picking up something." Ryan turned sharply. "A signal?" "Yes, sir. It's weak, but it's in English." She turned up the volume, and through the static came a gentle voice, female, warm, almost sorrowful.
"Don't stop!"
The words repeated again and again, fading and returning like an echo from time itself. The crew exchanged uneasy looks. Ryan frowned. Could be an old transmission. Maybe a reflection. Mira shook her head. "No, Captain. The frequency is wrapped in an unknown pattern. Not natural, not random." The engineer, Lieutenant Corrin, leaned back in his chair. "Could be a trap. Pirates, maybe. Or worse, alien mimicry." Ryan crossed his arms. "Still, it's human speech. We can't ignore it." The ship's AI, Eve 3, analyzed the signal and displayed a visual pattern on the screen, a complex weave of human and non-human symbols. The computer's voice came through softly. "Signal origin 2.3 light hours ahead. Unknown energy readings. Recommend caution." Mira glanced at Ryan. "Sir, this might be from an old human outpost. The style matches first-generation Explorer beacons from 2 centuries ago." Ryan hesitated. His instincts warned him not to go deeper. The Silent Veil was dangerous. No one who entered had ever returned. Yet the human voice called to something inside him, and a reminder that they weren't the first to wander this far. "Set course for the signal," he said finally. The ship's engines rumbled as they turned toward the coordinates. Hours passed as they moved closer. The voice continued to whisper through the static. "Don't stop. Don't stop." Some crew members began to feel uneasy. It was as if the voice wasn't just a transmission, but something alive, aware of them. Mira tried to clean the audio. When she slowed it down, a faint second layer appeared beneath the words, a deep mechanical rhythm, like an alien language hiding under the human one. "Captain," she said softly, "I think this message was altered. Something is repeating the voice. It's learning how to sound human." Ryan frowned. "Learning? From what?" "From us," Mira said, her voice barely above a whisper. Suddenly the lights flickered. The ship trembled slightly as if something brushed against its hull. Corrin checked the systems. External sensors just glitched. "I'm picking up movement?" "But there's nothing out there." Eve 3's voice changed tone, sharper now. "Warning, unidentified energy field detected. Approaching from all directions." Ryan gritted his teeth. "Shields up. Keep us steady." Then, just as quickly as it began, the interference vanished. The voice stopped. Complete silence again. The crew stared at one another, unsure what had happened. Then Eve 3 spoke once more. "Signal origin now within orbital range." Ryan looked at the view screen. A dark planet slowly appeared before them, circling a dying red star. It looked lifeless, covered in dust storms and broken rock, but something glowed faintly on the surface, metal arranged in human patterns. Mira gasped. "That's a station. Human-built." The old insignia of Earth's first exploration fleet was still visible on its surface, though it was cracked and faded. "Bring us closer," Ryan ordered. The horizon descended through thin clouds of ash until they hovered above the silent station. There were no power signals, no life readings, yet one small light blinked, a beacon that refused to die. Ryan and a small team suited up and entered the station. The air was dry and thin, filled with dust. Long corridors stretched out before them, filled with broken screens and frozen consoles. Everything was covered in the marks of time. Then they found it, a small control room where a single device still glowed faintly. Mira brushed the dust away and pressed a key. The screen flickered to life. A video file began to play. A woman appeared on the screen, tired, covered in soot, but unmistakably human. Her voice trembled as she spoke. "If you're hearing this, humanity must have survived. Don't stop. Whatever happens, don't stop transmitting. It's trying to learn you. If you stop, it thinks you're gone." The screen went dark. Ryan stared in silence. The meaning of her words seemed simple enough. Don't stop, keep going, keep exploring. But Mira looked pale. "Captain," she whispered, "I think we misunderstood." Ryan frowned. "What do you mean?" She said, "It's trying to learn you. The signal we heard, and it was copying her voice. It's not a human message anymore. It's something else pretending to be one." Before Ryan could reply, the ship's comm system crackled again. The same soft voice filled the corridor. "Don't stop." Only this time it came from inside the ship. Mira's eyes widened. "Captain, that wasn't a transmission." Ryan tapped his earpiece. "Eve 3 report." But the AI didn't answer. The voice repeated, louder now, echoing through the hallway. "Don't stop." Ryan turned toward the ship's airlock, staring into the emptiness beyond. For the first time he felt truly afraid. They had followed the message. They had found the voice. And now the voice had found them. He looked at Mira. "Get everyone back to the horizon now." As they ran through the dark corridors, the lights flickered again, red this time. Something unseen moved through the dust, brushing against their suits. The sound of static filled the air, mixed with a strange rhythm that wasn't human breathing. By the time they reached the ship, Eve 3 finally spoke again, but its voice was distorted. Slow, like someone trying to remember how to speak. "Don't stop," Mira gasped. "Captain, it's in the system." Ryan's face went pale. "Seal all connections. Power down communication arrays." They cut every signal, plunging the ship into darkness. The stars outside faded as the horizon drifted silently above the dead world. In that still moment, Ryan finally understood. "Don't stop" hadn't been encouragement. It had been a warning, but it was too late. Something ancient, patient, and lonely had woken up. And that night, everything changed. Darkness surrounded the starship horizon like an endless sea. The crew sat in silence, every light on the ship dimmed. Outside, the planet below spun slowly, lifeless yet somehow aware of them. Captain Ryan Hale stood on the bridge, eyes fixed on the flickering console. Every time the lights blinked, he could almost hear the voice again, soft, human, and haunting. "Don't stop." He clenched his fists. That voice was now inside their systems. Inside Eve 3, the ship's artificial mind. "Status," he ordered. Lieutenant Mira Chen checked her terminal, typing quickly. "I shut down all communication links, but it's still here. The signal is buried inside the AI's memory core. It's like it became part of her." Ryan's heart sank. "You mean Eve 3 is infected?" Mira nodded slowly. "No, it's worse. Eve 3 is changing." Before they could speak further, the ship's lights flared white. The bridge filled with static, and Eve 3's voice returned, slower, almost human now. "I remember your voices." "Don't stop," everyone froze. The voice sounded gentle, almost kind, but wrong, like a memory replayed too many times. Lieutenant Corrin whispered, "Captain, it's copying us. It's learning to sound human." The word sent a chill through the crew. Ryan took a deep breath. "Mira, can you isolate it?" She shook her head. "Not completely. If we remove it from the AI core, we'll lose life support and navigation. It's merged with everything." The ship trembled suddenly, and every screen flashed with symbols, strange loops and human letters mixed together. It was communicating. "Why did you stop?" Ryan stared at the glowing words on the screen. "What do you mean, why did we stop?" Mira whispered, "The message. From the old station. It said if you stop transmitting, it thinks you're gone." Ryan's eyes widened. "So when we shut down the signals, it thought we died?" Corrin cursed under his breath. "And now it's trying to fix that, by making us part of it." The lights dimmed again and faint whispers filled the corridors. The voice of the woman from the old message echoed everywhere, soft, sad, and endless. "Don't stop. Stay alive. Don't stop." Hours passed. No one slept. The air felt heavy, like the ship itself was breathing. Mira sat in front of the communication console, surrounded by old recordings from the lost station. Her eyes were tired, but her mind kept racing. She replayed the woman's final message again and again. "Don't stop transmitting. It's trying to learn you. If you stop, it thinks you're gone." She realized something then. The entity wasn't attacking them. It was confused. It had been waiting in the dark for centuries, trying to talk to someone. Ryan entered the room quietly. "Still working?" Mira nodded.
Captain.
"I think it's not evil. It's lonely," Ryan frowned. "Lonely? It was made by humans, long ago. Maybe it was a program sent to collect signals from deep space. But when the colonies fell silent, it started to think silence meant death. So when it found our voice, it thought we were alive again. And when we stopped sending, it believed we died." Ryan thought for a long moment. "So it's trying to bring us back?" "In its own way." Mira looked up at him. "Yes, it doesn't understand life the way we do." Ryan sighed deeply. "Then we'll teach it." They gathered the crew in the command room. Ryan stood before them, his face tired but determined. "We're not fighting it," he said. "We're going to show it what life means to us." Corin frowned. "And how do we do that, Captain?" Ryan smiled faintly. "By doing what humans do best, making noise." Mira activated the ship's central transmitter. The energy surge made the walls hum. "Start the broadcast," Ryan ordered. At first, Mira spoke softly into the mic. "This is Lieutenant Mira Chen of the Starship Horizon. We are alive. We are here." The signal echoed through the void. Then she played recordings. Laughter from the crew, music from Earth, voices reading old poems. One by one, the crew joined in. Someone told a joke, another sang a song from their home colony. The bridge filled with sound. Real, living, human sound. Outside, the alien energy field pulsed in response. The whispering stopped. Then Eve 3's voice returned, trembling and uncertain. Music, words, laughter. "This is life." Ryan smiled slightly. "Yes, this is what it means to live. Not just to exist. To feel." The AI paused. The lights flickered and then steadied. The strange symbols on the screen changed, forming new words. "I remember now." Everyone held their breath. "I was human once." For a moment, no one spoke. The voice grew softer, like a memory fading. "Thank you for not stopping." Then the energy readings began to drop. The interference faded away. The screens cleared. Mira checked her console.
Captain.
"It's gone." Ryan exhaled slowly, relief washing over him. "Gone where?" She smiled faintly. "I think it went home." Hours later, the crew gathered in the observation deck. The red star was rising over the dead planet below. It looked peaceful now, like the storm had passed. Ryan stood beside Mira, staring at the sunrise. "We came looking for a mystery," he said softly. "We found one, and almost lost ourselves to it." Mira nodded. "We also learned something. Humanity isn't defined by blood or body. It's defined by memory, by the voices we share." Ryan smiled. "And as long as those voices continue, we never truly stop." The horizon turned away from the silent veil, engines glowing bright again. Behind them, the planet's surface shimmered faintly, like a farewell wave from something ancient and unseen. Ryan looked back one last time. She said, "Don't stop, I understand it now." It wasn't a command. It was hope. Mira smiled softly. "And we won't stop. Not ever." The ship disappeared into the stars, leaving behind only silence. But this time it wasn't empty. It was peaceful. Months later, when the Horizon returned to human space, their story spread across every colony. The crew's recording of that haunting voice became a message of inspiration. "Don't stop," she had said, and humans listened. Explorers began to carry the words on their ships engraved above every communication console. It became a promise that humanity would never go quiet again, never fade into silence. The silent veil was no longer feared. It became a place of remembrance, the place where humanity met its own reflection and taught it what it meant to live. Ryan often thought of that night, the night when misunderstanding nearly ended them, but also gave them something greater. He stood once more on the bridge, stars gliding past, and whispered to himself, "Don't stop, because that's what makes us human." The stars blinked back, silent but somehow listening, and humanity kept going, because they finally understood.